What are the 8 things you can do completely for free on board Norwegian Encore? I'm Gary Bembridge. This is another of my tips for travelers. Norwegian Cruises and Encore offer you huge amounts of choice on their cruises, but not everything is for free. So I want to talk about 8 incredible things that you can do without paying any extra money above your cruise fare, starting with this one. You can go and see Broadway production shows of incredibly high quality. On Norwegian Encore, they have the multi-award winning show which won Tonys and also won awards in the London West End, Kinky Boots. It's a full 90-minute production and it is really top notch. The other phenomenal production which you can see for free is called The Choir of Man. I was very skeptical about the show, went in, had a great time. Incredible talent, phenomenal voices, reimagining the songs that we all know, lots of contemporary songs, a really beautiful story. So those are all included within your fare. They're completely and utterly free to go to, and I definitely strongly recommend you go and see the big production shows. The second thing is there is a huge amount of live music around the ship that again is all included within your fare. The first of those, and one of the most popular, is in the Cavern Club. This is recreating the Liverpool club where the Beatles were founded. And there's a Beatles tribute band that play in here twice a night, and they cover all the greatest hits from different phases during their career. It's hugely popular and really good fun. I'm not a big Beatles fan, but had a great time in there with this band. Dotted around the ship, there's lots of other live music throughout the evening. And the ones to really check out are in the District Brew House. They have a singer pianist who does sing-alongs. In the Sugar Cane Mojito Bar, they have Latin music, a bit of dancing. And then you have a house band entertaining in the different lounges around the ship and in the main atrium. The actual music is completely free. If you want to have a drink while you watch it, you pay for your drinks. But the live music, completely free and included. You can also then, for free, go and have a great evening of comedy. So in the social club, they have a comedian on various times during the night, and in the late evening that becomes the nightclub, so you can laugh your head off and then dance the night away until really late. Again, if you want something to drink, you pay for that, but the actual entertainment, the DJ and the comedy, completely free. Access to pretty much all the facilities on board is included. There are a couple of exceptions, but one of the things that is included that is phenomenal is the water parks. There's 2 water parks, one which is for basically adults and people of all ages, and then there's a kids aqua park. In the adults park, you have 2 multi-story high thrill rides, the first of which is called the Aqua Racer. These are tandem water slides, and then you have ocean loops which extend right out over the side of the ship. You whoosh over the side of the ship and you go through a double loop. Down on the pool deck you have the kids aqua area where there's lots of cascading water and lots of fun for the kids. Again, of course, the use of the pools is all included within the fare, but the water park 100% included. The 5th thing that you can do for free is go and watch the go-kart, the speedway. If you want to take part in the go-kart, you do have to pay for that, but you can go and watch the thrills and perhaps the spills up on the 2-level go-kart race track. The Encore Speedway, it's larger than the ones on the other ships of a similar size. There's a great viewing area right in the middle of the track, and it really is a huge amount of fun. If you want to go on the go-karts, you do pay. It's, at the time of recording, it was $9.95 for one circuit. You can also buy a day pass or a entire cruise long pass, which gives you unlimited rides. So a day pass was $29.95 per person, and it was just under $200 for a full weekly pass. If you're into laser tag, there is an open air course which is the Lost City of Atlantis, and you do have to pay to take part in that. Again, it's around about $9.95 per person for a game, and you can buy weekly and day passes to play laser tag. There's no way that you can actually watch that particular activity. You can also head down to Galaxy Pavilion and watch people on the simulator rides. These are sort of multi-dimensional 4D rides. So people are wearing the virtual reality goggles. You can go and watch people take part in these various activities. If you do want to go on any of the rides, that does incur an extra cost. We can certainly go down and have a look at everyone making fools of themselves sometimes on those particular rides. Also, there is a video arcade, which again is a pay per play. This is a great space and there's lots of things to do here. But again, you can go and watch people playing, but you can't take part without paying. So the critical thing to do in terms of all those activities, which I would strongly recommend you do, is go and watch the Speedway on Encore and the various races. It's really good fun. The good news is that for free, in other words, included within your fare, you can eat for 24 hours of the day. Now, there's a couple of key dining options that are included within your fare. So you have 3 main dining rooms, which are called Taste, Savor, and the Manhattan Room. They all have the same menu, so it really depends on which of the decor or the venues you prefer, breakfast, lunch or dinner, and these are very beautiful rooms, and you can go in there and have full multi-course meals. The other restaurant which is included within your fare is the Garden Cafe, which is the buffet restaurant. I really like this as a buffet restaurant. They had all sorts of different stations. So for example, at lunchtime you could have a stir fry, you could have a pasta station, there would be a pizza station, there'd be a burger station, and again at breakfast you'd have all sorts of different types of stations. They have lots of desserts and you can have huge amounts of food up there in the Garden Cafe, and that tends to be open for breakfast, lunch and dinner. You'll normally find though at some parts of the day you can go up and get some free teas and coffees, juices and various snacks. All the specialty restaurants you do have to pay extra to go to, and there are a lot of them. However, there is one of the specialty restaurants that is included within your fare, and that's the Local. The Local has comfort food, so you've got hamburgers, hot dogs, fish and chips, and this is a great space to go. It's open 24 hours a day. You can have comfort food. Again, you pay if you have a drink, so you only have to pay for your drinks, and it's a really great location, and you can look down onto the main atrium, a great meeting point, but that is all included within your fare. Everything else, there is some charges. So for example, on room service, you do pay a service fee, which at the time of recording was $7.95 per order. If you want to go to any of the specialty restaurants, of which there are at least 9 of them, or you want to go to any of the other food and beverage outlets like the Starbucks or the bake shop or the ice cream shop, you do pay to go to those. So the free things are your main dining rooms, the buffet and the Local. The next one is great, particularly for parents or multi-generational families traveling together, is you can leave the kids to play all day, be looked after all day, and that's all included within the fare, so it's free. They have 3 phenomenal kids clubs, and these really are huge big spaces, and they can cope with hundreds of kids in the peak season. So for example, at the really peak time like Thanksgiving, they could have literally almost 1,000 kids being looked after by these various kids clubs. So the key ones that you need to know about are, first of all, Guppies. Now Guppies is a largely unsupervised space for very young toddlers where parents can go and play with their toddlers, and there's all sorts of things to do there. The next one, which is one of the most important ones of all and the most popular ones of all and the biggest of all, is called the Splash Academy. It's got nothing to do with water, it's just a name. This is where kids from 3 up till 12 will be able to go and play, and they're divided into different age groups. Then you have Entourage, which is for the teenagers, so that's from 13 up till 17. That's all included within the fare, and your kids can spend all day there. The only thing you would pay for, the main kids club, the Splash Academy, that closes at lunchtime for an hour and it closes in the evening for an hour. Now, if you want your kids on port days to be supervised and taken to meals, you'll pay at the time of recording $6 for lunch, $6 for dinner. So the great news is, as a parent, you could go off on an all-day excursion and your kids would be supervised and you'd literally be paying $6. But the actual supervision out of meal times, totally free, included within the fare. After talking about the ability to eat 24 hours a day and the huge amount of food options, you'll be pleased to know that there's another thing that you can do for free, and that's go to the very large fitness center. So all the cardio equipment, all of the weights is included with your fare. It's free to use. Once you start looking at classes, you will pay for classes. But you can get a good workout, you can really exercise and burn off any of those extra calories to then go back to your 24-hour eating. Also on board there is a running track around near the pool deck as well. So again, you can exercise, all included within your fare. Norwegian Cruise Lines and Norwegian Encore really focus on their freestyle cruising, which is giving you lots and lots of choice. Now, a lot of the choice options do have a price associated with them. However, you can come on board Norwegian Encore and do loads of things for free in terms of exercising, entertainment, dining, all included within your fare and without having to put your hand in your pocket and pay for anything extra, unless of course those things really appeal to you. Hope you found that helpful. I have loads more videos about Norwegian Cruise Lines and cruising, and I'd love it if you watched another one of those right now.